What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into the dawn of DC with Adventures of Superman, Jon Kent issue number 5. Now, Jon Kent has found himself in the world of injustice. He has begun to investigate and see what this world is all about, to see what the Superman of this world really represents. And after having a conversation with Jay of this world, he has heard all he needs to hear about Superman. This is what has led him to the Resistance. This is what has led him to Batman. But little did he know, Damian had put a tracker on him, and so the whole Resistance is now in jeopardy. But can Damian convince Clark that Jonathan is a threat? Or will he be blinded by the love of having his son return? The son that he lost. The son that was never born. Make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you like this video. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so we start off this story with Batman giving the introduction to how this Superman became the Tyrant. It all started 5 years ago. The Joker found a way to combine kryptonite and scarecrow gas. Clark had seen something that wasn't there. He thought he was trying to save Lois, and on that fateful day, he lost his whole world. But the way that Jonathan feels about this is that he faced a terrible tragedy, and Jonathan truly feels for him. But none of that excuses what he has done. None of it excuses what he has become. And he does admit that he could probably see Batman doing something like this. Not the killing part so much, but the overreach, wanting to make everyone on Earth bulletproof. But the way he sees it, Clark doesn't deserve a pass just because he is grieving. That he must be held accountable for his actions. As all of them stare at him, confused on why they're looking at him in this manner, he sounds like Lois. Clark, he fought for truth. Lois, she lived it. But while having all of this conversation, Harley Quinn, she does apologize. She is kinda responsible for this Lois dying. And while Jonathan doesn't forgive her, he says that she will be living with this, that she helped create the world that she is currently living in, that every day she must work to make a difference. This is what takes us over to the Hall of Justice, with Damian and Superman having a conversation. Jay currently in captivity. Jay had grabbed him, and he tried getting out all the answers that he wanted. Now Superman seeing this, he is telling Robin that he drastically overstepped. But this is when the young Robin, he stands up to Superman, telling him that he is blinded by Jon's face. He doesn't see how dangerous he could be. That you have known him since yesterday. Damian has stood by his side from the very beginning. That if he won't look after him, then Damian will. He knows that Jon has spoken to Batman. If he joins Bruce's insurgency, the terrorists would have the biggest weapon in the world. And while Superman doesn't see Jon as a threat, Damian does. And Damian put a tracker on him, showing him exactly where he is. On the satellites, they detect nothing. No structures, nothing for him to be there. The most likely scenario is that they are underground. Damian believes that he is with the enemy, that he is with Batman. Robin wants to gather the League and hit them right now. But Superman says that they are gonna wait until Jon leaves. That this is not a matter of debate. When Jon leaves, they will launch their attack. Down in the bunker, they are discussing exactly what they're about to do. Because Jonathan doesn't want to have to fight him. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. But what they can do is use Ultraman's weapon. They can drain Superman's powers. That would leave the rest of the Justice League. And while they do have their super pills, but if they get thrown into space, that's not going to help them in the slightest bit. When Jonathan asks who they are dealing with, who they are facing against, Batman lets it be known that Cyborg, Flash, Hawkgirl, Wonder Woman, and 2 Yellow Lanterns, because Hal Jordan, he joined the Sinestro Corps. And of course, Damian, as they prepare for their attack tomorrow. Tonight, they get some rest and they make the proper preparations, telling Jonathan that he has to get back so Superman doesn't become suspicious. He takes off, And an hour later, there is a giant explosion in the bunker. The Justice League has arrived. Caught completely off guard, Batman goes for the super pills, but Superman, he incinerates them. All of our heroes do something to attack, but each one of them are taken down so very quickly. With Superman grabbing Batman by the cape, Batman has to ask how, and it was all Jonathan. Jonathan led them right here. Damian letting it be known that he didn't know he was doing it, that Damian had set him up, asking his father if he is proud of him. With Jonathan completely unaware of what is happening, he is currently at the Fortress of Solitude. With Superman sentries at the front gates, they let him ride in, having a message from his mother. It is really his mother apologizing for all the trauma that he had endured, everything that happened with Ultraman. That after everything Ultraman had done to him, it would be so easy to hate. But Jonathan has found compassion, empathy. These are some of his greatest powers. That he has chosen to face some of his greatest fears by helping strangers. That is what makes him Superman. This is where we see both Martha and Jon. Now for them, this is not out of the ordinary. This is not the first time that they talk to a Superman from a different timeline. But they do know that this isn't Clark. He goes on to introduce himself, saying he is the son of Lois and Clark, but he doesn't know who he would have been born in this universe. Jonathan soon learns that these guys are kept up here because of Clark. He says that they are locked away in the fortress for their own protection. This is where his grandfather from this world goes on to say that Clark is hurt, that he is lost and they can no longer reach him. And young Jon, he wants to help. He wants to help this world, but he thinks that he might have to stop Superman to do so. The truth is, Kal-El's parents, his foster parents, they still see the good in him, that if he can be guided away from this path, there might be hope for him. But this is where we see the broadcast. Superman speaking to the world, letting it be known the terrorist known as Batman has been captured along with his insurgents. And tomorrow morning, Barbara Gordon and Selina Kyle will be imprisoned for their part in the insurgency that threatened the whole world. Bruce and Harley Quinn, they will be executed for their crimes against humanity. And the time of terror is finally at an end. As Batman is being drugged off, he lets it be known that Jon will stop him. He will, because he is Superman. And being Superman still means something to him. That his own son, with all the morals of Clark, it took him less than 28 hours to decide to stand against Superman. With Harley Quinn saying that maybe you should take something away from this. This enrages Superman. That after everything she has done, she does not give advice to anybody. She does not even get to speak in his presence. And after tomorrow, she will never open her mouth again. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. A very fun issue. You guys know that I have been loving this little mini series. My only complaint is that it is not an ongoing series, because this is a story that I just want more and more and more of. I'm really excited to see where Tom Taylor is going to take this story. Now, by the looks of it, it seems like Jon Kent is going to be doing his best to try and bring Superman back from the brink, so that he doesn't have to fight his father, so he doesn't have to go toe-to-toe with him. He wants to try and save him. This is exactly what it means to be Superman. That when all hope is gone, he is the one man standing there still having some hope. The question remains, can Jonathan help him find that hope? Can Jonathan bring Superman back? Or will he have to go toe-to-toe with his own father? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on all the adventures of Jon Kent. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. much like Patreon having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50. From loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.